Hey everyone, welcome back to Simple Fix series here at 4-Star Strength. Today, in the next couple episodes, we're going to be talking about program design. I think program design is something that gets overly complicated by coaches and athletes. Sometimes as an athlete, you don't have the means to have a coach, whether it's economically or distance-wise or anything like that. So you need to kind of draw a plan for yourself. Planning to fail is not having a plan at all. So have some sort of plan. Programming does not need to be super complicated. I think that's where a lot of people get tossed up, is they try to create some science experiment. It really doesn't need to be. At the first thing, you need to identify such things as availability of training, the amount of time they can train, and then what movements they need to work on. Unfortunately, the ugly truth to improvement is you have to work on the things you're not good at. So like for me, for example, I really enjoy jerks. If I had my way, I would just jerk all the time. I'd totally not clean. It's part of the game though. So for the sake of this conversation here, what we're gonna do is the athlete has a really poor clean and jerk, but they're very efficient in the snatch and they're okay at the squat. So we're gonna go ahead and start drawing up some concepts of how we need to train them to improve in those areas, but also maintain on their strengths. So I like to use, and this is again based on what my mentors have taught me, and I've kind of jumbled it into my own mess. I like to use the concept of we're using this 100%. And then we're just breaking up the 100%. So we'll say this is snatch, this is clean and jerk, this is squats, and this is pulls. Okay, and this can be totally different. You can also break this up along the lines of something like this, where maybe you do snatch, you do clean, you do jerk, squat, pull. It's up to you as the coach or program designer how you want to do it, but for simplicity's sake, we're just going to go ahead and do this. So from here, what I'm going to do is I'm going to separate it. It makes sense that the athlete that's not good at clean and jerks is going to work on clean and jerks a majority of the time. Not all the time, but something where they're going to feel that the focus of this cycle is the clean and jerk. So we're going to open up strong with 35%. Beyond there, we need to go ahead and figure out, okay, what's their strength? Their strength is snatch. They enjoy snatches. So we're going to actually use that as almost like the carrot in front of the donkey to move the wagon along. So we're going to take the snatch percent down that they'll be doing, but probably in their programming, we're going to go ahead and give them a majority of those movements. All right, and then squats and pulls are left over. So the athlete's decent at squats. They're going to be doing a lot of clean and jerk work. So we can safely load them up with volume, not maxing them out all the time, but actually getting some good leg development in there. So right now we have 40%, 50%. So we have 50% to divvy up. So we'll go just simply 25, 25. That gets us our 100%. All right, beyond here, this is now going to allow us to break up our movements. When it comes to reps, we're going to go ahead and play with different numbers per athlete, per skill level. So there's a big range that we can address later, or you can ask in the comments and I'll answer. But we're going to see that out of this, 15% of our training is going to be snatch related. 35% of our time is going to be clean and jerk related. 25% of our time is going to be squat related. And then 25% of our time is going to be pull related. All right. And this again, you can go ahead and divvy it up amongst how you want when it comes to the reps. We're not going to go down that rabbit hole right now. What you need to now identify is what movements is the athlete going to be doing. All right, so for snatches, athlete's pretty efficient, so I don't need to get fancy. I need to do a good job of keeping them good at what they're strong at. So if the athlete has a great acceleration through the middle, I want to allow them to keep doing that. So I'm going to utilize things such as power snatch, at below the knee. I'm going to utilize things such as just the regular snatch. All right, maybe I'll get fancy and make it doubles as heavy as they can or something like that. I don't need to do that much. What I need to do is keep them consistent. So I don't need to reinvent the wheel. And maybe just for fun to keep that nice, powerful explosiveness, I'll keep power snatches in there too. When it comes to clean and jerk, this is going to be the meat and potatoes of our workload in the cycle. The athlete needs lots of exposure. They don't have a good jerk base. They don't have endurance on the cleans. All right, so let's go ahead and let's play that out. A good jerk base is going to require push presses. It's going to require power jerks. It's going to require lots of split jerks. We might want to use jerks behind the neck. Sorry, K's are not in neck. We're gonna go ahead and maybe just do some other variations like jerks with holds, where they hold the dips or hold the landings. All right, and then for our cleans, we're gonna go ahead and do clean. Maybe segmented clean. Maybe clean on tempo. Maybe they're slow getting under, so we can do clean at thigh. This is gonna be a majority of our workload here, so we're gonna be able to have a lot more variety and need more variety to train multiple parts of it than our snatch. The athlete's efficient in it. When it comes to squats, you got your old trusties, your back squat, your front squat, and then your pulls. This is where you can even divvy this up to where if the athlete is good at snatches, you know, you could make 30% of your pulls snatch pulls and just keep them heavy or medium so they can continue being fast. And then 70% of this is on clean effort. So we're gonna do, you know, for the sake of numbers, snatch pulls, but then we're gonna do clean pull. We're gonna do clean deadlift. Maybe clean pull at knee, something like that. Find where their weak spot is and develop on it. This framework will allow you to start getting a concept of where you want to put the time and energy in your programming. A lot of coaches and a lot of athletes, unfortunately, they just go to the paper or the computer program each week. They type in a bunch of randomness. There isn't a drawn out plan, all right? Without a plan, you plan to fail. So I advise, even just at this level, a good framework. It's very easy to remember what you're focused on and why you're enjoying this misery. It's because you want to get better at this. All right, hopefully this helps. Leave comments and questions in below. Please like and subscribe.